So we are going to use Sketchbook Autodesk to trace over one of your photos from your architectural walk. So to get started, you're going to go up to the top bar of your iPad, and it should give you the option to add a photo. So you're going to select that, and you're going to import the photo that you want to use from your walk, and done. Now you can resize this if you decide that, oh, it's too big. On the top bar, if you scroll over and hit this little T with the arrows going in all four directions, that's transform. You can use 2 fingers to shrink or enlarge the image. You could flip it if you want, depending on what you'd like to do. But it's really important that you can just see it. That's the main objective. Now, there is a few options in this app that I am not super familiar with. There is a perspective line one that already kind of throws all the lines in there. I have not played with this enough to figure out how to make it really work for me. It is definitely something you can explore, and then you can teach the rest of us. But one nice part about it is that you can figure out, really by looking at it kind of in a simple way, where your horizon line is. So I'm just moving these dots out because I know these receding lines should line up with things on my object. So if I can get that to happen, I feel like I have this kind of set up. I believe my horizon line might be a little higher, and that is what could be throwing this off. But if you want to use this to do this job, first I'm going to show you what the job is, and then you can mess with this a little more and decide if it's what you want to use to create your outlines. But what I want you to basically do is see all of your receding lines that would go back to each vanishing point. And also I want you to see where all the verticals are and outline them. So I'm going to click off of this. Now, one important thing is that you are on a different layer. See how there's a blue outline around the picture that I have just put up? I need that blue outline to be around a blank layer. And you can, if I want to add more layers, I can do that here by clicking the plus sign. And I want a layer to be on top of my image, so right above. So when I draw, I want the blue box to be around an empty layer so that when I draw, the lines that I create are going to be in that layer. Now, I know a lot of you are experts in digital drawing, so take it easy. I know you can do better than I can. I'm working with limited knowledge here, so I'm doing the best I can with this. I'm going to choose a color, and I'm going to use the fountain pen because I know it is pretty concise. And the colors don't matter. I just want you to choose a different color for each set of lines you trace over the image. So I'm going to choose a bright yellow for my vertical lines. And then I'm going to go back up to the top here and select this ruler tool. And I want a straight ruler. So here it is down at the bottom. If I take 2 fingers at the same time, I can turn and rotate this ruler and put it wherever I want. So I'm going to use this ruler to trace along all of the vertical lines. So once I lift my fingers, it should stay in place. And then I can draw along those verticals with my yellow line. And then I can just use 1 finger to move that ruler out, which is really nice. And then I can just trace along it again and again and again. So I keep seeing all of these verticals. There are so many. I zoom in on my picture a little bit closer, there's even these tiny verticals here. And I definitely recognize that this, not everything in this drawing is square, but we're going to go with the basic ideas here. And now I'm actually moving my picture to line up with my ruler. Seems like that's going to be an easier trick for me. Okay, so now drawing students, all my vertical lines are traced, and I'm going to retrace all the lines that recede and are going back to the vanishing point on the right side. Before I start drawing though, I'm going to select a different color and something else. Okay, I'm going to go opposite. I'll go violet. So, and I think I've got it. I might be zooming in quite a lot for this because it's a little easier to see. So again, you already know how to do this, but if you use 2 fingers, you can zoom in really close. And that makes life a lot easier here. And trace all the lines on the left side that go back to the vanishing point. So I'm going to use a bright color. I'm going to use my ruler, and now I'm looking at a different set of angles, but they're all receding to a vanishing point. So now that I'm finished or nearly finished tracing over the lines that recede to the left, I'm going to click off of my image by closing the little eyeball option, and then I can see what lines are visible on the layer that I was drawing or tracing. This will help me know if I've missed anything, and I can go back and then continue to trace. Just make sure that when you do trace additional lines that you have highlighted the layer that you want to draw on with the blue box. And your final results should show your image. Take a screenshot of this, and the tracing. Take a screenshot of this.